Alright, guys, welcome back. Alright, okay. Tagore. One, two, one, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five.
Yo, Madi.
One, two, three. One more, Gasho. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three. Yeah.
Papa sar ni jilma.
Inga?
Ambelek.
Hmm.
Ur gel tapte chiwale.
I already tapped the cherry go.
Okay, go.
One, two, three, four, five. Maybe we should tap G. That's why I mean it. Tap G is nice.
Jala di kan.
Fetch, fetch. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Ur mo yemle la kho. Mano. Kur to bara swana. Maraboka. Boka ki mlum. Milum.
Otro, no. Oh. Fly high, Gombo. Oh, bitch. What like
Sa tlo ba. O khotsa tlo mo la nsheng fo la tsa ka pele.
Le bright la go bala ga hloko bright a tswang kung
O sa ba khubuga mlomo. La sa ka khubuga mo.
yo
Ke wele.
yo go tšega hloko mo samporo o tswa mo
Be kra to kitima ke. E mo be ke le be kitima ka ku.
everywhere
Yeah. Na bana ba ka nka ra futsi. Kitima ba shiminya ya futsa ma kitima.
awalo samil
Yeah.
tšena ka le gona wala tabi
Eh?
o dula tabi ba dulele indi dulele o tuntana sare sha
La ke le so.
fly high le Gombo
Fetsi.
o sakala ke flopo
Dimo, okay. Ya na na. Sa ba ke ka tlapa ka fofa kitima. Ke tele tshibot. Ai ko. Shifa, mo ba mo. Mo ka rona le mbo ba. Shile ba dile. Ka tshulo ga madi ka. Ke tele tshimphonyana. Phela yimina kwa ntse.
kana ro tele motho fo ba mphonyana
Ya, phela yimina ba sa ruties ra so bo. E ko le motho mo pre ko tla ke pele. Am fosha ka le.
tswa ka mo
Am fosha ka le tapa ga la meta straight le ke ko. Le ke ko pia ka tla do besa yo. El gore be ke sa go bala gore ba ki go be tshituba. Net magia e dia
e magia le rio
kala. Ni kwa ga yo sa lo tia ga tshipi tlhogo. Mara mo le ke sa ke teki ngwana mo mosadi le ba ntshwenya. Ntia ka tshipi tlhogo.
oh
Ka tsamaya.
Kgale e jwa madi tlhogeng mo.
Ona rice a go
I didn't say that. Okay, guys, welcome back. Now, as we continue with the yesterday market, as I was explaining how the low was out was because of this break of structure that we see on the 30 minutes, of which on the high time frame like 1 hour, it's not a break of structure, it's actually a sweep of this high. So definitely the low will be out. So what do we get to see happening on the market as the market takes profit down there? Yeah, let's continue right away from there. So what do we get to see? We get to see that okay, market left this printed out this high. This high went high and formed a certain high, and then market came towards the downside. And what happens towards this low? As you can check, we have like a liquidity. If you can check, this is liquidity that we have already. We have this liquidity. We also have like the Asian high, and the market comes and sweep out the Asian low by also sweeping out this previous low, both with the Asian low. And then we go to see that okay, if market sweeps out these two, so more especially when it sweeps out the Asian low and the Asian high was not yet taken out, so that's where we was actually gonna like look for taking trades, right? Remember what I said about a certain low, that if market sweeps the low, then the high responsible for printing that low will actually be taken out. Like as you can see on our 13 minutes okay, on our 13 minutes we also have the unmedicated order block right there. We let's delete this one. We also have the unmedicated order block right there. We knew that this unmedicated order block it's if it holds, market will need to come back right over here. But if it fails to hold, we know that the market is definitely gonna break through. So sometimes market can sweep this low, and then when it comes back to the order block, this order block holds, and then we see market coming back towards the demand. That's where we get to know, or that's where we are definitely sure that this demand will therefore hold. We trade without even confirmation is fine. Okay, so the best thing that I see happening over here is that I have the Asian high and the Asian low, where market like trade inside the Asian high and the Asian low, and then the Asian high was protected between, like the question will be which one it will be firstly taken out between the protected high and the the Asian high and the Asian low. Yeah. Between the Asian high and the Asian low, kana kwe o fihle nna ke senga ke ja khone ke je le ene mara si a ja fandi one fanaka a khona mo je shaboka ke fela ke pele nna hlamo wa tosa o re a juje ka moka boka wa namela o tlo nnamela mo ke mo jisha jwang jwang nna ke impatient ke o ja jona ka mona ne jisha ngwana So what do we see? We see that we have the Asian high and the Asian low. So like the market like trades. Okay, so I was about to talk about why did the market not maybe come towards the Asian high first, take out the Asian high. It was because of this break of structure on the 1 hour on the let's go on the 1 hour definitely like same time, so that we can also see what happened actually on that 1 hour. We see that on that 1 hour we actually having a sweep. That break of structure that we have right over here, as you can see, it's not actually a break of structure on 1 hour, it's a sweep. So definitely, what does a sweep mean? A sweep means that the market will therefore like target the low responsible, and the low responsible is by here, or right now it is this one. So that's why the market was able to even go much more towards the downside and take out and take out this low, right? So this high was actually, this Asian high over here was protected because it it formed on the candlestick that has swept the previous high. So already we're saying that Asian high is what? It's a protected Asian high. And then we knew that the market will have to go down and take out the Asian low first before anything else could happen. So as market comes towards the downside, we also see market coming back into this Asian low, takes out the Asian low. But then what kind of a break do we have right over here? What kind of a break we have over here? It's a pin bar break. We have, I mean, like, yeah, it's a tail break. We don't have like a body break. We have a tail break, and I told you about a tail break, that whenever we have a tail break, that means that is a sweep. So we're looking for market to actually go towards the upside. So I'm kind of like looking at 15 minutes order block to see that sweep from get go. So o tlo tsholla jwale ka mokgwa o emeng ka gona. So we get to see that the market like swept this all lows by this candlestick, which is a what? Which is a pin bar. What is a pin bar? A pin bar it's a reversal. It's a sign that the market is about to reverse, and more especially when it sweeps a low or a high. Therefore, we are sure that the market will reverse. And then right over here on 15 minutes, we need to go take a what? Take a buy. After taking a buy on 15 minutes, our first take profit must be right there. That's where we are actually like that's where we actually want to take the profit, right? So let's say, as you can see, market was just like around there. And remember when I told you that if the market does not have a way to come back, we just take profit around 10 o'clock, right? Do you remember that? We take profit around 10 o'clock. That's where we take profit, because the market just went up for the whole day. So what do we get to see right now? Okay. Okay. Again. So we get to see that, okay, as we bought the market, so the market came where? The market came into this supply. As the market came towards this supply, we was looking at the market to say, is the market gonna come towards the downside to our demand zone? What's gonna happen? And since when we have a sweep and we have that much liquidity above there, and we have also the Asian high not been taken out, this order block might not hold, might be a fake order block, right? Okay, cool. Now with what I see over here, it's something interesting. Look at market tapping into the order block. As market taps into the order block, it comes towards the downside, right? It comes towards the downside, and then as it comes towards the downside, it leaves this order block, right? As it leaves this order block and coming back to tap into the order block, we also see another order block below here, right? After seeing this order block, what do we get to see? We get to see market changing, like forming a new high. Why? Which one is a new high? I know this is a sweep, but then according to me, in my experience, because I want to buy towards the upside, market respected this order block and came back here, but pushed towards the high side, right? And I see that the market has formed now what? A higher high on the lower time frame. This is a higher high, so definitely when the market comes right back somewhere over here, should be looking for taking buys, because this is a previous high break. But here, as you can see here, it's not that it's not the previous high break, it's actually a sweep of a high. So like many could have been confused and say, why don't we target the low responsible, which is this one, and stuff like that. Like my market experience, according to my, so this is, let's say this is what we see in the 15 minutes time frame, and then when we go back on 1 hour, let's come back on 1 hour and see what did the 1 hour actually do. as you can check, our 1 hour actually gave us like three pin bars already. So can you say that the 15 minutes will actually sell? No, the 15 minutes like couldn't sell at this point of time. So because as you can see that the market actually tapped into in the order block and then came towards the downside, but then look at the close, it rejected against the order block. This is the same as which one, where is it? I think I had it yesterday. Where? Okay, let's not talk about it. I don't see it, but then we spoke about it on the previous video that when market comes to the order block, it comes to the order block and then goes down and then forms a pin bar against the order block. That's the first sign that the market it's gonna be breaking that supply order block, and that supply order block is not gonna hold. It is being rejected. And then we see when we go back on like okay, so as you get to see now what happened, take a look at what happens right over here. That's why like sometimes you go mark your lower time frame. You should go mark your lower time frame. What does your lower time frame will help you with? Your lower time frame will help you with like knowing when is the right time to buy and when is the is not the right time to buy. Because if you could check down here after this candlestick, according to my trading rules, I could have like went in and put stop loss below here. But when this was coming in, maybe I could have been like scared, but I see that the market went up, tapped into the order block, came back, tapped into the order block, formed the new high, then came back, tapped into another order block, gave us another pin bar, and then that's when we was like, okay, after this pin bar, when was it? This pin bar, that means the close was at 8. Let's take a look. The close was at 8 o'clock, and then we needed to buy the market during 8 o'clock. As you can see, the 8 o'clock market just like went to the upside. So you saw like on 1 hour we had like about 3 types of like pin bars rejecting against the supply zone, and that shows a very strong sign that the market will therefore next push towards the upside. And then what I see over and then about that also, if you could check all these rejections over here where all the pin bars, the 3 pin bars that formed. If you can check, like I explained, that okay, we have an order block right here. We see market like leaving an order block as it goes and form this low. As it goes from this low, it leaves an order block as of a supply. Market then leaves leaves the low and then go back towards the order block. As it goes back towards the order block, it taps inside the order block, and before it could have like went back to the order block, before it will go back to the order block, we can see that we also left a demand area right over here. We get to see this is where we have a demand area. So because of and then now we come back and say the principles of demand area. I think we should have like over here just after this candlestick added up the principles of a demand area. What are the principles of a demand area? As you can see here, the principles of a demand area, we're saying that we need to see previous candlestick sweeps and stuff like that. As you can see by this candlestick, we can see that we have swept the low of the low of this candlestick that went and tapped into the order block. As the market was coming towards the downside, we swept its low. So from sweeping its low, we was like we had the authority to say we wanna buy over there, because like sweeping that low, we swept also the previous low. That means we need to go to target our highs, and the candlestick that actually swept was a pin bar. Pin bar means reversal. So as you can see from there, we went and like just add up entries, and market was able to even go more further upwards. So we was able to see from our high time frame, Whenever we have, like, maybe let me make an example, a candlestick like this. Maybe we are bullish, né? And then we have a candlestick like this. We already know that the low, this low it's protected. This low is a strong low, and we know that market needs to push towards the downside. And if market just start going back inside, we call this the inside candlestick, uh, 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 s- uh, strategy. The inside candlestick, it goes inside the tail, and then you'll see market before breaking the low of the tail. You will see market pushing towards the upside, and then really it mostly also I saw it happening on the lower time frame, like 1 minute most of the time. So this says that if you would go to, if you would find, maybe like we found this kind of candlestick on Miley. Yayibona lento engishoyo ma. Ake bolela o bang ka re ke a fanna ke ngwana. O rata gore ke mgo please o naganang ka gona. Bo ka isa le monyane for ka tse se tlo bapala ka tja go ja yes. So this is the what this is the 1 hour situation. And then if you go maybe on 15 minutes, what you will definitely see is that you'll definitely see something like this, something like this pin, an order block, as an order block. And then when market comes inside the order block, it comes towards the downside, right? And then this is the order block, right? And then when market comes back inside the order block, then it will definitely hold. This and this is all the same. It's just that this is found in high time frame most of the time, and even if this is found in the small time frame, you should know that it's basically something like this. I hope you get it. So the market is just made in just one simple way, my guys. So since when now we see that candlestick that closed above here, we have a demand on its low. That's and when we get to our demand, we see that on our demand, on the low of that candlestick with the tail, we have a demand. And right on our demand, that's why we want to see market reacting, on taking buys. And how do we take those buys? We need to see this demand zone holding. And how do we see this demand zone holding? We see that, okay, market people.
Keinjo.
Awa re ke mo. Awa o ntšhela ga ditšeo mo.
Hau ke re tsore tse mo re ka sekwana gore.
Kgando na o ba o tšhela mo ona ga no ro re tšhela.
A tlo bona ke tsotsi.
O di ka go toro ka se le mo ka ja tša go ja mo tloga le tsona. A ka se ji. La ga nka botsholo ditlala ka se. Yeah. the video. Vamos, social media. Ngwana ka papa. Wow. Junior and Icy still formed in the club. I never thought putting him by a problem. I mean, like, whenever to Hana Matata or gift and stuff. I'm also tired. C'est ça, tu sais, I'm not be feeling no.
Ma.
As I say, Kiana.
I was so rosy, Lord, the little out to you. How would you get a man?
No, like me, Lola, was on the rest of Sarah. No, you. No, Jack along facing, eh? Let me look at the man.
What's it alone?
You.
No, sharp. You did our rascal. The elevation said you more.
Vas a go video.
I don't want to come with him, Saj.
What will you want to?
I'm saying, Hebex.
Real.
I'm sure Mutafu so called Jim.
I was with Jimo.
Oh, Jimmy, I will check it. Low jet, Jot for some meat.
This is hard for sure.
I guess that.
What Jimmy? Jump to shake Halil more most of the best later excesses.
But I thought one was talking on it. What I was you? What happened me?
I know so did no. I will never come along and says Carom all over. Check a one even.
Well, play the cover with her not 24.
One more. Well, I come up for a fate. At the mean too.
You're not a bass, not have a got a veil massage.
I'm saying you're 22.
Not 20.
I'm a city today and I'm about 19. You. Come on, come on.
Good morning.
Finish. Papaya fruit and seed. Can you papaya? What am I saying?
Right, papayas. What score? She's expecting.
Careful. We should have been active. Right, the water for kitty, right? Yeah? Water for kitty, me like PK. Kisa tuksa fe trouble la lena shwala. Moi, un des gars qui a ntse ka montle o ka re go tla pulanyana ne eno ba moya fela. So we just knew that this order block it's not gonna hold. We just knew because we come from a sweep and we see that this order block is just right above liquidity and like in the middle, like like it's just right above liquidity, and also for the fact that the Asian high was not taken out, this wouldn't hold. More especially we saw on 2 hour that the first attempt, like the first medication of the order block became a rejection. We went on lower time frame, and then from there we wanted to take the buy, and as we took a buy we see market going back towards the upside. So now let's continue. Now, as you see that market kind of like leave a certain order block right over here. This is the order block that the market has left, right? And then as you can see that on hard time frame, like on 2 hour, we had the doji, no, not the doji, the pin bar, showing us that the market is now done buying. Down, the market will need to reverse a bit towards the downside, and I'm definitely sure since when this whole candlestick was not yet touched, that there is a certain order and maybe what can I say, there is a certain supply zone over there. Maybe if we could go to 15 minutes, we will be able to see that supply zone that's right over there. If we don't see it, then we need to go to 30 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes will also show us that we have like a supply over there. Okay, so even though the market is not yet there, but remember that we was able to see that from the 2 hour that we're having a reversal right on the we're having a reversal. As we have a reversal, well, how do we see the reversal? We see it by a pin bar, right? We see it by a pin bar, and then now what happens on this, like as we see now, that look at this high forms, and then the next candlestick goes up and down up until it closes. Now how does like this candlestick closes, what does it do to the previous high of the order block? It sweeps the previous high of the order block. So okay, as market goes towards to the downside, the first thing that we might take a look at, it's like market trading towards the low of that order block, right? So now we're saying that, like, according the sweep law is very important. If the market sweeps the high of the candlestick, therefore the market needs to go to target the low of the candlestick. If the market sweeps the low of the candlestick, then the high of the candlestick is at risk, just like what we see over here. You can see that the market tapped into the order block, giving the first attempt of market going towards the upside, but because of this sweep of a high, sweep of the previous high candlestick, the market was able to say, okay, no, we still need to go at least take out this low. Then from there, that's when we will be like going towards the upside. So the market says we start selling at what time? At 10 o'clock. So right, and when we go to like lower time frame, we want to see how did the market get to build, and what kind of like structure did we get right over there, and type of candlestick did we get right over there. So we get to see that actually over here we're having something like unmedicated area right over here, and the 2 hour says 12 o'clock, right? Says at 12 o'clock. This is 12 o'clock. So, and we are on 30 minutes. So as I see this one coming in for me, I was definitely gonna wait for market just come tap in here, and then start going to the downside, because I saw that the market says we have a pin bar, and as we have a pin bar, I need to go back right on my pin bar. I need look for a supply that will support my pin bar, and I know that that supply will be a strong supply than the demand that I'm having right over here, because this demand actually here is just there, but the most important information is about this high of the high of that candlestick on 2 hour. This high got swept by the 2 hour candlestick. That says that the sell needs to take place at what time? At 12. As you can see, at 12 market went to the downside, and as I was thinking that the market could at least come back right over here, market just went to the downside, right? And then good. Now I need to show you this. You saw something that I've just said right now, that when I have this kind of candlestick and I see market just immediately coming back inside that candlestick, I'm gonna have to look for an order block that will supply support. I'm gonna have to go look for an order block, a demand zone, on the lows or on the lower time frame that will support the what this type of this inside inside strategy, inside inside tail strategy. I was gonna take a buy over here, but then as I got there, maybe this is the time frame, or this is the order block that we get on 5 minutes. Right on that order block, what do we get to see? We get to see that we're actually having market rejecting. Yeah, abajovang, abajovang. Baila listen on, baila listen on. Mm. We see that, okay, right on that low, exactly on the low, market start like respecting the low, like the low of this pin bar, start respecting the low of the pin bar. So as we look at as we get to look at the market, what does the market do when it gets to this low? We get to see that the first candlestick we see is a pin bar, right? As we see a pin bar, we wait and see, like, maybe that's not enough information. Then we get to see, remember, on a certain order block, what do we need to see? That the order block will fail, because over here where the market is rejecting, there is an order block on lower time frame. Could be on 5 minutes, could be on 1 minute. Definitely there is an order block, like there's a demand area right on the low, right over here. Right over here there's a demand area. So as you can see, market gets into the demand area that is invisible, that is found in the lower time frame. You get to see it reacting to that demand area. So now to say, like, what do we look at to see if the order block is gonna hold? If the order block is gonna hold, we need to see pin bars sweeping previous lows. If it's a demand sweeping previous lows, then we get to know that, okay, we are having possible buys. But if we see pin bars against the order block, then we know that the next move is gonna, like, take out the order block, is gonna be weak. And if we also see the previous candlestick high sweep, we know that there is a possible sell. And when we see this candlestick, as you can see, this candlestick came in and swept the previous high candlestick. Just right there, we get to see that, oh, the market swept that candlestick, and then, as you can see, then left a pin bar right immediately after. Then that's when we will go back on, like, lower time frame maybe, and look for an order block to sell right over here. I'm not sure if it's found on the 15 minutes. Maybe let's go and check. No, it's not there. It's not there on the 15 minutes. So, okay, this is good. I'm definitely sure that it's there either on 10 or 5 minutes. There, whereby we get to see market going back towards that a small supply on the tail and sell. But immediately, as we just according to the sweep, we just see that the market swept the previous high by a pin bar, and then the next candlestick we just need to sell and put stop loss above that high. And then, as you can see, market does what? Market therefore breaks this low, right? right? As you can see, where is our take profit? Our take profit is exactly on the low of the previous candlestick on the 2 hour, exactly on the low of that candlestick that had a high sweep. Because if we have a high sweep, if we have the previous candlestick's high swept, then we're gonna target the low of that candlestick. So as you can see over here, we saw that the market still has a chance to even like trade towards that downside, because we still have an order block. Even if it tapped in here, when it comes back in here, we would have like went to the downside, because we see that this area, it's because like the first target, it must be the low of that area. So we get to see market also tapping into here, can you see that market taps into the order block? After market tapping into the order block, there's something I need you to actually visualize or see. Look at this candlestick that comes bearish. What kind of candlestick is that? It's an engulfing candlestick. And then what do we have also? We see that we have also this demand area, and then the best area to actually buy this is right here at the tail. So we see that, okay, this is the same as an order block, and then long candlestick, market comes back to the order block, then holds towards the downside. Therefore, exactly right over here, this is where we want to do what? This is where we want to sell the market, because we see that now our target is overall below right over there. But how did we confirm actually with this? I think I'll go to 15 minutes. On 15 minutes, it will give me a very clear type of candlesticks. I saw that on 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 30 minutes, it gave me a certain small supply that will help me enter entries. And then to confirm that supply, I needed to go to lower time frame, like here on 15 minutes, to see the reversal situation. As you can see, we have a pin bar sweeping the previous candlestick. As you can see, here is the pin bar, this is the pin bar sweeping the sweeping that previous candlestick high, like this previous candlestick, sweeping the previous candlestick. And maybe we should have like went in right over here, and then put a stop loss below there. And after then, we saw that the market was even able to go much more to the downside, even though we know that our take profit is here, but some of our stop loss is above here. But then putting stop loss below there, it's the safest area ever. As you can see, market then goes towards the downside. What time was this? This was during 9 o'clock. This was during 9 o'clock, so this was very, very perfect. And according to here, it was like in the morning, on during like synchronization and all that. Okay, so we get to see that, all right, market gets into our order block, or from 2 hour. As we can see, we took the order block from 2 hour, and we said that as the market taps into the order block, it's fine, but then we want to see the low of this candlestick at least being taken out. Why? Because of the sweep, or the high of this candlestick has been swept, so at least the market should trade to the low of this candlestick. So as you can see, market traded towards that low of the candlestick. We get to see that also the low of the candlestick gets swept, and then where it's getting swept inside that order block. So actually the market tapped into the order block long time ago, but then we just wanted to see market coming below this low and then sweeping this low, also for us to be able to go towards the upside. So we get to see market sweeping this low. As market sweeps this low, we say, okay, that's after this close on 8 o'clock. After this close, we was happy that, because we saw that the market swept the low of the candlestick. So the high responsible for creating this low is gonna be the target. All right. So as we also see, okay. Besides that, let's leave that out. Okay, let's try to minimize our order block right there. Okay, then after then we get to see, we would see, okay, that candlestick low has been swept, and then we saw that over here we have some kind of like an order block left, which is this one. As you can see, this is the supply left over there on 1 hour. Then we want to see market doing something. We want to see market tapping in here and then coming back, right? Let's see something. And we pretty know that this order block won't hold, by the way. Okay, so remember that on lower time frame this is a sweep, right? On lower time frame this is a sweep, so we don't want to see market taking out this low, like, yep. But it was possible that market can tap in here and then go for this low. It was possible. So but what we see is that we didn't even have a tap in the order block, but even though market comes as is, market comes towards this low, what does it do? It sweeps the previous candlestick. So after the sweep we're having another internal sweep, so that is what actually showed us, and now the market is ready to be going towards the upside, right? As we see market gets into here, and like, what do I say? I say this is my area to take what? This is my area to take entries, right? This is the stop loss that I have over here. I mean, like, the order block that I have over here. I see market tapping into this order block, coming down, and then tapping into my supply, and then pushing towards the upside. This push towards the upside is the one that creates the failure of the order block. How do we see the failure of an order block? We see a dodgy Yana candlestick, then followed by a long candlestick above. Then we know that, okay, now we're gonna have like this candlestick failing. Then as we see, this is an order block also. This is also an order block because it's like it's in between two bearish candlestick, or as you can see, this one, it's a long candlestick, so it's a small candlestick followed by a long candlestick. As we see market tapping in there, then leaving a pin bar. After this pin bar, that's when we knew that the market is actually gonna go towards the upside. Why did the market actually like come towards this downside? Now we have two order blocks, remember. Like, normally we used to have two order blocks. This is the first order block. Secondly, the another order block that we have is the one that is the one that has a tail unmedicated. This tail unmedicated, we know that it's the one that's gonna respect this order, that's gonna take the market towards this order block, and this order block is gonna hold. And therefore after then we see that, okay, also this is rejected by this pin bar, so therefore we take a buy. Alright, so after taking a buy, you can see the market then pushes up to what's the highs. Remember, when do we take profit? Somewhere around 10. Okay, what also motivated me for this buy was this previous day, this one, this Asian high right over here. This is the Asian high. It's what showed me that there is a huge liquidity over this area, and as you can see, we have an order block right over there, and I just knew that this order block has to hold, because we also saw that we have we have this previous day's candlestick low not being taken out. And we also see that actually the Asian low here is protected, because we see that we have the order block protecting the Asian low. As we have the order block protecting the Asian low, we see that the order block gets respected, and we have the Asian high also not been taken out, and we also have the previous Asian high not been taken out. So we have two Asian highs not been taken out. There is an Asian high and the previous Asian high. Both of them are not taken out. Okay, guys, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Let's stop recording.